Alright, peace family. It's your brother Taji, black at y'all one more time. And today we just gonna talk real briefly about accountability. Specifically accountability in the black community. You know, it's more than evident that we have a lot of issues within our own community, but what group of people doesn't? But what we're gonna talk about, as I said, is accountability. When one when one of us does something, it's it should be mandatory or expected that we are held accountable for all of our actions and deeds. So, but one thing I want to talk about specifically in regards to accountability, in regards to African people, is how we need to be disciplined in holding our brothers and sisters accountable. So, what I mean by this is if there's an issue, how Kanye West said, that's family business. You know, a lot of times we have issues with a brother or a sister, and the first thing we want to do is go run off to social media, go blasting them to everybody in the world. Like the crackers don't enjoy that. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, that's family business. How Kanye West said it, if you say you didn't do it, I believe you, but even if you did, that's family business. So there are things that we need to keep within ourselves and deal with judicially through an African cosmology and tradition if we want to see a lot of the problems that we face within our community, if we seek to see them alleviated. Like I said, the first thing so many of us do is run to social media. I've seen death threats and everything within our community about alleged transgressions and things of that nature. Um, Death threats, and a whole bunch of other character assassination, and all of that really is stemming from a lack of understanding of African traditions. You know, when there's a problem within the community, it should be taken before the elders of the community and gone through a specific judicial process that is in alignment with the culture and tradition of the people of the community. We don't have that. You know, people are so focused on every other thing that they fail to witness or bear witness to the power of culture and tradition within, communities. You look at any other group of people on the face of this planet, their cultures generally hold them together. We, being such a traumatized people and such a confused people, with so many different ideologies floating around, tradition and culture seems to take a back burner to a lot of the other prevalent issues that we have. And if you know me, I'm what some would consider a cultural nationalist, if that's what you want to call it, or whatever. Because I personally see culture as the greatest defense mechanism that we as African people have. We can clearly see what a lack of traditional African culture has done for us, and what an acceptance and a what's the word I'm looking for? A cling to foreign cultures. We've seen equally what that has done to us as well. So when you understand culture as a defense mechanism, you understand how every other mechanism within society works in accordance to that culture. You know, we say we need um, economic power, we need educational power, we need this, that, and the third. That's understood, but when you have a culture that puts an influence or puts a positive view on all of these things, then all of them can be addressed equally. All of them can be addressed equally. So I say all that to say is get back to your culture so that way you can know how to deal with the issues in which we face on a regular basis. You know, with accountability, people do so many things not understanding the repercussions or not being aware of the repercussions or simply disregarding the repercussions. But as I say, culture being a driving force in the fueling of a people, when we have a certain way of judicially working, within our community facing our problems, those who are transgressed can be approached in a positive way, in a way that rehabilitates and reforms, the transgression, the act, and things of that nature, so that things can be reconciled. as opposed to just simply, just bashing the brother, sister, slamming the brother, sister in public. Because the crackers enjoy it. The crackers have enjoyed watching us fight since them days on the plantation, and maybe even before. So no, it's no need to give them that type of power. When you see a brother or sister doing something that's out of alignment, with the divine natural order, the order and the laws, statutes that govern your community, man, pull that brother or sister to the side. Let them know, like, hey, man, what you did here, this, that, and the third was wrong. I mean, so here's how we can go about fixing it, and bring the maybe not the whole community to the situation, but definitely the elders, because I mean, there needs to be set in place a means of of executing justice beyond simply uh, character assassination. That clearly hasn't gotten anything. And as far as from what I've seen, the character assassination and social Facebook bashing and all these things, what I've seen is created almost like cliques and different beefs, almost synonymous to the things I've seen in the street life, you know what I'm saying, with the gangs and different sets and all that, you know what I'm saying? So that definitely is not progressive whatsoever. So, like I said, ground yourself in a culture that can holistically address the issues, so on and so forth. But that's pretty much all I got to say. I'm just rambling at this point, but I figured I'd, share with you my thoughts on that piece. So, with that being said, peace, love, and a whole lot of black power.